Excited to be here. Really excited to be here back in Kansas City. As you said, I spent some time here, so we're extremely excited. Wish it was a little warmer, but we're excited to be here. So we're going to talk about money for a little bit, if that's okay. I definitely saw there's some guests in the room, and all I really want you to ask the question to yourself is, what if? When this was first approached to me, and my buddy from California that called me and said it's skincare, I laughed at him. And I'm like, me, skincare? And he'd never met my wife, didn't know my wife at all, had seen a Facebook picture of her. But he's like, skincare. And I'm like, my background's baseball. Most recently, I've been in the barbecue grill smoker industry. And they just don't really go hand in hand. So I'm like, how is that going to work for me, for a dude to be a skincare guy? So I'm not the skincare expert. Even though I'm up here presenting, I'm the exact opposite of that. The only reason there's stuff in my hair is because I got married. That was the first time I've ever actually put. So I'm the guy's guy, okay? But I just want to ask that question, like, what if? And these pictures you've been seeing up here are incredible, okay? It's not marketing, it's real. Like, we pride ourselves in real people, real results. If you saw those type of results, would you tell somebody about it? Absolutely. If you saw those type of results, would someone ask you what you were doing? Okay. The reason we've been blessed and have success is because of the product. It's nothing that we've done or been amazing on doing. It's because the product works, and we're excited about it to get it out there. So just ask yourself those questions going into this next little section. And I'm going to talk about a full spectrum of money. So in this business, it's awesome. You can make a few $100s a month. That's what excites you. You can get a free Lexus. There's also executive level pay, so we're going to kind of cover all little areas just to make sure everybody's kind of covered and what people are looking for tonight. But it's a phenomenal product, as you saw. What I've learned also is, from the standpoint of business, you want to be in a business where people want the product instead of need, because people will find a way. Currently now in this world, especially this country, people spend money on things they want, not always necessarily on things they need. Especially when you're talking to friends and family, it's much easier to talk about a product that they want instead of something they need. And for that's just been a huge blessing. But we'll kind of just get into it. When I actually did finally drop my little barriers, I took a look at the industry. And what I found is a monster industry. And I knew it was big, but I never really thought about it. But if you think about when you walk inside a mall, every department store, what's the first thing you see? Skincare. Okay, monster industry. This says $80 billion. In 2013, is reported a $90 billion industry just in the U.S. It's expected to grow $1 billion a month. So, right industry. 9 out of the top 10 billion-dollar relationship marketing companies are in the space of beauty, and anti-aging is the #1 category inside of beauty. So we're the bullseye of the bullseye. So if you take the bullseye of the bullseye in a monster industry that's growing, even a barbecue grill guy can have some success, all right? So industry benefits, low startup cost, unlimited earning potential. There's no caps on it whatsoever. No boss and no employees. Now, this is a disclaimer. I am full-time in Nerium now. I do have a boss. She is better looking than my previous employers, but it's not always the case. But that's the thing. We've owned a business in the past, and I didn't like employees. They're tough. It's tough to deal with. I've been an employee. I didn't like a boss. So that thing alone is worth taking a serious look at. Tax benefits. Speaking to guests here that are looking at entertaining this business, if this isn't for you, find a home-based business. The tax code is written for self-employed individuals. You're either 1099 or you're W-2. It's written for 1099. We all drove here tonight. Okay, we're all having dinner and drinks. It's just some people are able to write it off and some people are not. So if this isn't for you, definitely find one, because it will definitely benefit your family and your bottom line. We also have the right leadership. My history in athletics and history in business has found me that everything rises and falls on leadership. Take a look at Kansas City Chiefs. They had a phenomenal year, and they had different leadership in there. It's a huge difference. Not a lot different on the team. Definitely some different key players, but he brought a different leadership here, and that's what we have here with Jeff Olson. All I can say about Jeff Olson is there is a group called the direct selling is DSN. They're like the Academy of the Academy Awards for our industry. Okay, they've had a meeting every year with the top 100 companies in this industry. And this is multi-billion-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies. Their top 6 leadership of each of those companies go to this meeting every year, so about 600 people. Would you say that the guy in front of the room has got it figured out? Absolutely. Jeff Olson is the only guy who's been the keynote speaker every year since they've had that meeting. And he's the guy. So he's definitely on our team. With him and his management experience, he put together over 150 years of combined experience, record sales growth within our company. So we definitely have the right guy ahead of us. Now this Nerium Ripple is kind of outside of what we do, just skincare-wise. It's just kind of what we do to influence the community. As my wife mentioned earlier, 30% of our profits go back to biotechnology research, skincare research, cancer research. Success for teens. I always have to enunciate that one. It gets me caught every once in a while. Success for teens. We donate thousands and thousands and thousands of books throughout the year. We also put on leadership academies for teens all over the country. It's a phenomenal way that we can actually give back to the community. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Most people have heard of this organization. In a little over 2 years, we are the #1, not only financial contributor for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, but also the talent. So we have bigs throughout our organization that are donating an hour to 2 hours a week to help the youth of the communities. And when I say #1, that's kind of a big deal, but we just beat out Nike. And we're a little over 2 years running. So it's not just about money, it's not just about skincare, we're definitely doing the things for the community. Real Life Library, we're big on personal development. Nerium gives back. We've given back over $30 million now in free product. We'll get into that here in a second. And the luxury trips, just phenomenal here in our company. They do not mess around. They take care of their people. This right here is what we call the Nerium Edge. For $29.95 a month, you can run a multi-million-dollar, multinational business in the palm of your hand. So this is my overhead. I am blessed. I'm full-time now. This is my overhead. And it's phenomenal. We're here in Kansas City. I'm doing the exact same things that I was doing when I lived home in Oklahoma. Same thing when I'm on the beach in Mexico. Phenomenal. But you get Nerium mobile application, these cloud-based presentations that we're seeing here tonight, personal development. You get subscription to magazines, tax deduction system. So a lot of stuff that goes packed into it, and that's the only thing you're really required to each month. The Young Entrepreneur Program, when I first saw this, I laughed again. Because when you think anti-age and you think skincare, the first thing you think of is 18 to 24-year-olds, right? Absolutely. But what we found out is the product works so well, and as we saw earlier, it addresses multiple concerns. So we have tons and tons of people that are 18, early 20s that are not only using the product, but are having a ton of success in this business. So there's a 19-year-old who is now a 6-figure-a-year earner. But not only was that, it wasn't a joke, he's actually helped a 22-year-old do the exact same thing. And he's been in the business for, I guess, a little over a year now. He spent 9 months in Australia. And so because the product works so well and because some systems we have in place, he's been able to have a lot of success. But what they do is it's the same information they give everybody else. They just kind of target that language to the 18 to 24-year-old. They talk about protecting your financial future, things I didn't learn when I was in college at Kansas State, which for all you KU fans, you can say that's why. But just a lot of personal development, a lot of great information to lead them to be successful, not just in Nerium, but also in life. How do you get started with Nerium? Is you come in one of two ways. You have a success pack for $499.95 or a premier success pack. So the only two differences of these are the amount of products you get. So when you see those results that you saw earlier in the Look Better side, you're like, okay, great. How is a barbecue guy going to market that? Well, when you see those type of results, we have the science to back it, but you don't necessarily need it because you get those type of results. And so basically it's here, try it out. So when you get started, you're going to get your inventory and get those things to work for you. So the only difference the two is how much product you start out with. The $4.99 pack you can get out to like 18 people. The $9.99 pack you can get out to about 58 people. And that's just how quick you want to get started. Now, this is a promotion that's going on right now. Traditionally, the $9.99 pack you get for 12 bottles, and the $4.99 pack traditionally is 5 bottles. So it's 8 and 20 now. So phenomenal promotion you got going on right now to get you started quicker. So I'm the ultimate skeptic. So when I got to that point with my friend from California, I'm like, okay, how am I going to be successful in this? And then how do I get started? So he's like, here, you sample bottles, and you got to come in at $4.99 or $9.99. I'm like, oh, I get it. That's the catch. There's a catch with every company, right? Especially in direct sales, network marketing. I'm like, so you're just trying to get me hooked. I'm going to buy a bunch of inventory at first, and then I'm going to keep buying inventory every month. He's like, no, we have a program that's called Nerium Gives Back. So what Nerium Gives Back is for any customer or brand partner you bring on board, or let's say you have a customer that wants their product for free. With our free or free program you saw earlier, customer's customer, or customer's customer, Nerium will send you a free bottle. So we came in, got involved a little over a year ago, last January, for 12 bottles. We have received over 100 bottles for free, basically because we say, here, try it out. And it just keeps coming back at us. So like $12,000 of free product. If I would have had to buy that much product or put $1,000 into the company, I just would not have. But because they gave it to us for free, it's been able to us to grow the business substantially. And even a barbecue grill guy can say, hey, here, try it out. And so we've had a ton of success. So it's an awesome thing that we've started with the company. They pay for you to fuel the growth of your own company. It's phenomenal. Then we also have what we call the roadmap to Lexus. A lot of people, you'll see a few out in the parking lot. Pretty cool little thing we have going on with the company. And we do it very early on in the company, so anybody can actually reach the Lexus rank. How do you do that? Is you get started, and you help 3 people do the same thing. So we all know 3 people who are overworked, underpaid, right? We all know people who need to save for their kids' college education. We all could use a little extra vacation money. So you find 3 people that want the same thing you do, and then also get 3 customers so you can get your product for free. So you've earned your 6 free bottles up there in the top. So that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to help those 3 do the same thing. Okay? When you help your 3 find their 3, we give you an iPad. Now, why do we do that? Okay? When you have a product that works as well as ours does, and all you have to do is show before and after photos and sample the product, we want the latest technology for you to be able to do that. So we're going to send you a free iPad. You can have all the cloud-based presentations, all your before and after photos. So they'll give you that for free. And then the next step is to help your 3 get their iPads. When you do that, we will give you your free Lexus bonus. Now, there's a lot of companies in this industry that give away car bonuses. They do it at the height of the organization when you can afford any car. Why do we do it early on? And I asked myself that a lot way back when. It just doesn't make sense. I was running the numbers in my head. Is it going to work? Is it going to blow it up? Well, when you take, to use an analogy here, if you were to take 100 people and say, go climb Mount Everest, how many people would even attempt it? Maybe 1? Okay, but if you go say, hey, go climb a hill in Missouri, of those 100, they'll be like, okay, I'm in. And so when you put it at the very low, more people work for it, and then they stay on. And when we have the product that works as well as ours does, that's how you take a barbecue grill guy, a smoker guy, and can go full-time in 8 months in this company because of the systems they have in place and the phenomenal compensation plan that we have. So at this point in time, you've earned a little under $5,000. Got your 6 bottles for free from your 3 brand partners and your 3 customers, and you're well on your way to the further levels of the company. This is also what we call the builder bonus. So we get paid 13 different ways. This is just one of the 13. So what this is when you help somebody get their free in your organization, we're going to pay you a bonus of $250. So when you do that 4 times, you get $1,000, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just one of the 13 ways. So if you come in and say, hey, I could use a couple $1,000s a month, you could do it just in this piece alone. That's one of the 13 ways. Just a phenomenal piece of our compensation plan they put on top of it. So here you see a bunch of pictures. That bottom picture, that is not Kansas City, especially right now. But we pride ourselves for real people, real results. We don't have these crazy marketing gimmicks. We have a phenomenal product that does exactly what it says it does, and the compensation plan that backs it up. So you see a number of people here that have earned their Lexus, earned their iPads, everyday normal people, just like my wife and I, that are able to just want something better and are able to work for it, you're able to go get it. So now we also have executive level pay, starting at $25,000, going up to $1 million. Now there has been one individual, and he did it in less than 2 years of the company, that's earned the $1 million bonus. So they're very reachable. Cool thing about the $25,000 bonus is when you hit that, you're averaging 6 figures a year. So you're making good money. So at that point in time, do you need the $25,000 bonus? Yes. Absolutely. Of course we do. If you heard my wife mention Lululemon, you need the $25,000 bonus. So it is 100% necessary, but pretty cool. And these are just on top of it, on top of everything else the way you get paid. This is just a bonus, which is an extra bonus. Here you go. Thank you for your hard work. But tons of people hitting them. We've had in 2 years, hundreds of people have already actually hit those bonuses. Phenomenal blessing with the company. And then these are what we call the Nerium first. I'm the numbers guy, and so I was a big, huge researcher when I got in the company, and documentation always beats conversation. So when some guy comes to the door and tries to sell me something at the mall, I'm just my eyes roll in the back of my head. And so I'm a numbers guy, and this is what really gets me excited. But we are the first company ever to reach $100 million in our first year of business in direct sales. Youngest company to be featured in direct selling news. We've been featured in Beautiful You magazine now for a second time. You can find us in Barnes & Noble. They picked us because they wanted to sell their magazine, and our product works phenomenal. Been featured in Success from Home twice now, and will be a third time here in a few months. As you can see, Nerium gives back. We've given over $30 million of free product. My favorite one is the youngest company to make it into the DSN Top 100. So I mentioned earlier, that's the Academy Awards. That's a huge, huge, huge. That's what everybody dreams of when you're a starting company. We did that in our first year. And we didn't just break 100. I think we were in 86 or something, 85, 86. And just to show you how big of a deal that is, on average, the average it takes for a company to break that 100 is a little over 12 years. We did that in our first year. And we are still completely untouched the market. As you can see, this is Kansas City. This is a big market, and this is how many people we have here tonight. So it's basically untouched. 75% of that comes from Southern California. So we are extremely excited where we're at, in these seats we're sitting in right now currently, and they're really excited for our future. We asked earlier a few people to come up and give your testimonial. If I can have those people